Then I took a smidge and applied it down there.
This one's wife. I'm leaving this sinking ship. Once upon a time, this one's wife and Ginger Bollocks presented an attractive proposition. It was clearly the case that as a combination of her deluded thinking, believing that she was important, special, and able to conquer the world, and egged on by her advisors who said, "You have managed to join the British royal family, the most famous royal family on the planet. You're American, you're a person of colour, you're an actress. You've come from being a commoner to being part of the royal family, and you have a story to tell about the way that you found yourself treated by them and your general experience. Brands will be falling over themselves to partner with you. You'll be the face of so many cosmetics, the model for so many fashion houses. There will be entertainment providers throwing millions of dollars at you in order to ensure that they are the ones that are able to tell your stories." And thus this one's wife believed that her future was a made one, that it was gilded and wonderful, that she would flee across the ocean like some refugee from a colonial, racist royal family, that the people, the right-thinking people in the free world would welcome her with open arms, that A-listers would say, "Don't worry, you're one of us. Come be in a film. Come be in a documentary. Come open this latest branch of philanthropists against prejudice." And thus she believed that she would walk into wealth, fame, support, all wrapped up with compassion, empathy, and philanthropy. Her own delusion and the temptations of her advisors told her that this would be the case. And then reality struck. After getting off to a good start of ensuring that Netflix pumped tens of millions of dollars their way, Spotify threw millions towards them, that the American public were generally accepting of them, and they were able to air their grievances, their perpetual victimhood, not yet grating on the nerves of every single person that came across it, they got off to a flying start. But it just shows what a pair of shitheads these individuals are, that within a very short space of time, they really fucked it up. Dimwit and his handler started to annoy most right-thinking people. People could see that the stories didn't add up, that their behaviour was despicable, that their conduct was reprehensible, that the bleating about being victims and didn't make sense or was repetitive and became old very quickly. It was also apparent that he, of course, had not really done a day's work in his life, and freed from the royal family, he would struggle to cope on his own. With her, it was increasingly apparent that this was a talentless narcissist, and despite their attempts to build an empire by creating Archwell Audio, Archwell Productions, of trying to curry favour with genuinely talented and special individuals, they couldn't. A combination of lacking the ability and becoming increasingly toxic to those around them resulted in this one's wife and Harry buggering it up. And with that, there then comes the recognition from people who've got some nous, who've got some savvy, who can see which way the wind blows to think, I'm not going to bother with them. They're going to taint my carefully built reputation. Whoa, there's no way my product's going to be seen to be near them. I don't want it to tank. And individuals who hitherto earned a living because of the gruesome twosome started to realise this money train is going to run out pretty quickly and hit the buffers, and nobody's going to come and rescue them. I need to go because this is a sinking ship. And this has been demonstrated, as reported by GB News by Dorothy Reddin, who reports, "This one's wife and Prince Harry have suffered a new blow as the manager of their production company has quit." The Duke and Duchess of Sussex founded Archwell Productions in October 2020 as part of their Archwell Foundation. Programming released through Archwell Productions includes Heart of Invictus, focusing on the Invictus Games, which Prince Harry created in 2014. However, Archwell Productions manager Bennett Levine left the company earlier this month. Levine was previously promoted to be manager of Archwell in 2022. He was originally taken on as a coordinator for the business in 2021. His appointment was hailed at that time by the Sussexes biographer and cheerleader-in-chief, the improbably named plastic-faced lickspittle Omid Scobie, as a sign that Archwell was a hive of activity that continues to grow. The former manager confirmed his departure on social media, sharing that he's moving to a new job at an American film financing and distribution company. He wrote, "I'm happy to share that I'm starting a new position at Cinetic Media. In other words, thank fuck I've got off that sinking ship before it drags me down." A source told the Mail, "It's a blow to the company. There's no doubt about that." Production managers tend to take care of the business, financial and recruitment side of film and television productions. Levine's exit comes amid rumours that Netflix may not renew its deal with Archwell. The US streaming giant paid the Sussexes a reported £80 million in 2020 as part of a deal that ends in 2025. Reports that the couple may end their Netflix deal were fueled by their recent trip to Jamaica for the film premiere of Bob Marley, One Love. Spotify previously cancelled its £18 million deal with the couple last summer. This one's wife only produced one podcast with the streaming giant named Archetypes, which featured celebrities like Mariah Carey and Serena Williams. The Duchess of Sussex previously hinted that the year 2024 would feature big projects from herself and her husband. Future faking. This one's wife, 42, was interviewed on the red carpet at a show business event in Los Angeles last November, where she declared that she and Prince Harry had so many exciting things on the slate to announce. She added, "Things that make people feel. I was going to say good, but it's more than that. Things that make people feel something, right?" The fact that Bennett Levine has seen which way the wind is blowing and has departed not only demonstrates that he sees Archwell Productions and the Sussexes as a sinking ship, but it also sends out a signal to those that might be interested in partnering with them to think, people are leaving them. That doesn't augur well. It perhaps is not something that we want to involve ourselves with. And the difficulty that arises for them is that even if it's just a perception of problems, after all, people leave businesses all of the time, but because the Sussexes are nearly universally derided, apart from the PR publications that pump out the PR puff pieces, everybody else revels in sticking the boot in. And therefore, they're really going to struggle to get anywhere, because the majority of the media wants to see them fail, and they're talentless, and the ship is seen to be sinking. It's not exactly a heady brew for success, is it? And of course, all of this has come about as a consequence of the way that the Sussexes have managed to fuck up a dream start which for many people they would have not only consolidated but built upon. But this one's wife's rampant sense of entitlement, talent-free existence, and inability to change the bleating record about victimhood has left them with a sinking ship. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.